Hey everybody, hey friends. So this is about the fourth Gladiolus and Black-Eyed Susan bouquet that I have gotten out of the square spiral garden. So I thought I would share that with you. Might be the last one because it looks like the glads are about done. Next up, ta-da! The arch is back. It's a new arch. I went and bought shepherd's hooks that are very tall. So that's about 6 feet, and that's, you know, what it is above the ground. And I had this railing that was left from like a tent pavilion. It was for holding the sides. Over to another shepherd's hook. And I've tied it in a couple places with pieces of sock. If you have an old sock and you cut across the sock to make rings, they are very good for tying things. Now, obviously, it's not very happy. It's been laying on the ground for a couple weeks. A lot of things been chewing on it. A lot of the leaves were out of the sun, so it's going to take some time to recover. But it's a wild grapevine, so it's going to do fine. So a couple weeks ago, I planted Purple Heart, I think this is called. And the tops died, but it's coming back from the roots. That makes me so happy. A lot has gone on here in the garden. Apple tree doing well. Mullein now as tall as me. I might harvest some of those flowers and put them in olive oil. That makes a good earache treatment. Second mullein also in its second year in blooming. The elephant ears are doing okay. Some of them seem to be missing. They might not have made it this year. We did have that terrible polar vortex. Second apple tree. This is one of the big changes. You might have seen some of the other videos I put in. So I cleared out this bed. I didn't clear it so much as I dug it the heck up. It's a double dig, where you put the spade into the ground, lift up the dirt, and then turn the dirt upside down. So I double dug this entire thing, and that was after I had put vermiculite down, which vermiculite with compost that I had been kept in my tumbler for a couple of years, so that it could, you know, the coffee grounds and leaves could break down. And the vermiculite had a chance to, I don't know that it really does anything. It's a mineral. You can actually see some of it on the surface. It didn't all get buried. But anyway, this is sunchokes. These sticks mark where each one is. And you can see flakes of eggshell from old compost. When I do the pit composting, that's also a double dig, because I will turn the topsoil upside down over the compost. But I am really excited about this. Sunchokes are a perennial, and I will need to seriously compost this bed from now on because they are very hungry also. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 10 of them here. And then this morning, so anyway, so yeah, okay, that's covered. I had also double dug this bed last week, and actually on the 4th of July when I had the day off. And I just this morning seeded it with buckwheat. That was last year's seed packet. So I'm hoping they will do all right. I'm hoping that they will sprout. Seeded pretty thickly. The last time I planted it, I put it like 12 inches apart, and they did not grow well. They all like leaned over and fell over. So I read the package this time, and it said to plant them 6 inches apart. So you can see the rows are just here and here, only a few inches apart. Now this morning, I cleared out this bed, with the exception of the spot where Inky is just starting to grow back. We'll look at him in a second. I did a double dig here also. It had mostly been Black-Eyed Susans, but they're doing really well, and I figured they could give up this bed. Nothing's in it right now. I am waiting on onion sets to arrive, and when the onions arrive, that's what's going to go in here. Now this right here, I had some sorrel, which is a leafy vegetable. I planted some last year. They didn't do anything. I just dumped the rest of them out here. I also ordered some runner bean seeds. See, this is the sorrel. They didn't do a doggone thing, but you know, if they don't grow, then they turn into compost. And here's the buckwheat seeds that I put in over here this morning. I have not watered that in yet. It's only been in about an hour. So I did put the runner beans here and there and there and there. So at each corner of the old greenhouse.
Blueberries.
So let's take a look at Inky. I had cut him down twice this year. Where'd he go? And was afraid maybe I'd killed him, which it would be a shocking thing for a wild thing like pokeweed. But I did get 2 lovely plates of greens from him, and I thank him for that. And here he is coming back. So that's my pokeweed plant. All right, so that is what has happened so far. Future plans, the mugwort that's along the driveway, I need to move it along the grass over there. It's a herb that might be ingested at some point as tea. It doesn't need to grow along the driveway. Nothing that gets consumed except for the apple trees, because the apple trunks will clear, will clean any contaminants that come out of the driveway. But no food should grow along there. So my plan is the cannas. Let's go look at the cannas. They need to be in full sun. Cannas. Now those guys over there, they do okay. I'll probably dig them out also because they don't appreciate the amount of sunlight they get over there. Being that close to the house, this is, that's east. So they get morning sun, but they don't, you know, by the time it's noon, the sun is gone, and they really want a couple more hours of sunlight. So I'm gonna be moving these guys. You can see the damage that the beetles, the Japanese beetles, have been doing to them. So yeah, those guys I'm gonna move over there, because I want that to be a welcoming sight when you drive up. I want it to be pretty flowers. The yarrow, I probably also need to move some of that because I can't really harvest that. Although the yarrow is growing in the yard. Yarrow in the yard. So the mullein we don't ingest, and it grows where it wants. So here's the garden. I can't get over these black-eyed Susans. You can see over here the asparagus, all ferny. Next year, man, we're gonna get at least 1 plate out of them. Goldenrod, more flowers. These are all flowers also, because next to the house is probably contaminated soil from the creosote. The Maximilian sunflower, oh my gosh, look at that. That is wild lettuce that has gone to seed. It was growing up next to the Maximilian sunflower, so I just did not see it. I'm gonna have to cut that down. All right, thanks for joining me. Hooray for the return of the arch. Yay. All right, be well.